At this point, many of you may be thinking that expert determination looks a lot like an arbitration. We have resolution of disputes outside of courts. We have resolution by a subject matter expert in the same way that arbitrators in the past were typically subject matter experts rather than lawyers. We have a degree of finality and limited scope for challenge, and we have a largely private process. The first difference is perhaps apparent during the course of the expert determination, and that is that the expert typically has much narrower powers than a tribunal would when conducting an arbitration. Experts are given a very narrow scope and a very narrow question typically to answer, whereas tribunals usually have jurisdiction to hear all disputes arising from or in connection with a particular contract. Similarly, there are differences between the powers that an expert and a tribunal have in order to conduct their work.
What is the money that you will be spending on your arbitration? And here I'm going to simplify a bit the things, just to make it clearer and help you understand better the issues at stake. You can actually separate costs in arbitration in two parts. On one side, you have all the costs relating to the proceedings. And on the other side, you have the costs relating to party representation and your actual participation in the proceedings. So looking first at the costs of the proceedings, are first the administrative costs of the arbitration institution involved. The second subgroup is, of course, the arbitral tribunal. They'll decide on the dispute, and so you also have to pay them. They're not doing that for free. And as a third subgroup, incidental costs.
There are two main traditions of mediation. The first is what I might call the intuitive, informal, traditional form of mediation, which has been around forever, since the beginning of humankind. And the second is a more recent phenomenon, and it is what I would call a professionalized, increasingly regulated form of mediation, which really came out of the ADR movement, which began in the United States in the 1970s, took hold in common law countries initially, and then also in civil law countries, and now is a worldwide phenomenon. Now, in this course, I will be focusing on professional mediation, but I just want to say a few words about the intuitive traditional form of mediation and its differences and similarities compared to professional or modern contemporary mediation, if you like.